Have you ever wondered why the Dallas Cowboys are called America's team?
How about them Cowboys?
It's a nickname that's been around for over 40 years, but also one of the most controversial and debated topics in the NFL. Some people love it.
How about them Cowboys?
Some people hate it.
Still America's team.
The Dallas Cowboys are one of the most famous and successful franchises in NFL history. They've won 5 Super Bowls, appeared in 8, and have had some of the greatest players and coaches of all time. They also have a huge fan base that spans across the country and even the world, as well as a lot of enemies and critics who just can't stand them.
Didn't I tell you? It was just a matter of time. I told everybody what can't go wrong will go wrong.
In this video, we're going to explore the origin and evolution of the nickname. Take a look at how it was coined and how it was embraced. But more importantly, do they still deserve it today? The origin of the nickname goes back to 1978 when NFL Films produced a highlight film for the Cowboys season. The nickname was coined by Bob Ryan, who was the editor-in-chief of the NFL Films. The narrator, John Facenda, opened the film with this line.
They appear on television so often that their faces are as familiar to the public as presidents and movie stars. They are the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
The name stuck and was used by media outlets and sports announcers ever since. The Cowboys were indeed very popular and dominant in the late 70s and early 80s. They had won 2 Super Bowls in that decade and had 20 consecutive winning seasons under coach Tom Landry. They also had a loyal fan base that traveled well and supported them in every stadium. They were often featured as the national game on television, which gave them more exposure and recognition.
Last week, a very important victory. They did it with a pass, and so Dallas today, Bob, wonders, will Kansas City run or will they throw it again?
But not everyone liked the nickname or the Cowboys. Some people thought it was arrogant and presumptuous to call themselves America's team. Some people also hated the Cowboys for their success and their rivalry with other teams. People even cheered against them just because they were America's team. Even Tom Landry, who was the Cowboys head coach, hated it. He thought it would give extra motivation to their opponents and paint a target on their team. But regardless how people felt about the name, the Cowboys' popularity and success continued in the 90s, when they won 3 more Super Bowls in 4 years with the trio Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin.
Aikman, play fake to throw it out of the end zone.
Going way down the field for Michael Irvin, bumping and grinding at the ball. He's got it. Touchdown, Cowboys.
They also had controversy and drama with their owner, Jerry Jones, who fired Landry and hired Jimmy Johnson.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Then fired Johnson and then hired Barry Switzer.
The guy next to me is your next coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and he just happens to be as talented and he happens to be as special for this situation at this time.
Are you having a good time now, Jerry? I want to tell you, we did it our way, baby. We did it. We did it. We did it.
But with all the sudden changes, the Cowboys were still loved and hated by many.
What happened? You talk about getting ready to play. I don't think in all my years I've ever seen that, man. I never have.
Garcia to Owens, touchdown. Owens again heading for midfield. There he goes.
But since those glory days, the Cowboys have not been successful or consistent on the field. They have not won a Super Bowl since 1995 and have missed the playoffs more times than they've been in it. They have also had some issues with injuries, coaching changes, and player discipline. They have not been able to live up to their high expectations or standards. So, are the Cowboys still America's team today? Well, it depends on who you ask.
Media's infatuation with a Dallas Cowboys team that hasn't done for 30 years.
America's team.
And but how long do they get to be that when they haven't
Forever.
done for 30 years.
See, this is the beauty of it as well. You know, we don't want to associate our nation with mediocrity. And we understand that when you call yourself America's team, but you've been devoid of a championship for the last 22 years and counting, but then that doesn't bode well.
Now the Cowboys, America's team.
I ain't never liked the Cowboys. I was a Steelers fan. And every time.
That's enough. That's all you need to say.
Every time the Steelers beat them, oh, I loved it. I loved that. Like, get him, Mean Joe, knock Roger Staubach, knock him down. But you know what? As much as I hate to admit it, money and eyeballs say this is America's team.
Some people may say yes, because they are still one of the most valuable and popular teams in the NFL. They still lead in home and away game attendance, which shows their nationwide appeal. They still have a loyal fan base that supports them no matter what. And they still produce stars like Tony Romo or Dak Prescott. But on the other hand, some people may say no. They're not very successful or relevant on the field. They have not been able to win a championship or even make a deep playoff run in a long time. They have also faced some competition with other teams that have more championships, more fans, more relevance in today's NFL. Ultimately, there's no official or definitive way to determine who is America's team. It may be a matter of a personal opinion or preference. But one thing for sure, the Dallas Cowboys are certainly one of the most polarizing teams in NFL history. You either love them or hate them.
I'm not gonna say a word, but I will say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
So what do you think? Are the Cowboys still America's team today? Or do you think another team deserves that title? Thanks for watching. Until next time.
2nd and 2. 2nd and 2 with a minute and 30 seconds left, and you on the other guy's 20-yard line or 25-yard line.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What are you doing? What the? Oh my God.
There's no reason to pass whatsoever. There's no reason to pass whatsoever.
What you doing?
I'm leaving. Leaving. L-E-A-V-E-N. Leaving.
We wasn't getting that ball back because they're not stupid like the Dallas Cowboys. They're not stupid. They knew to hand the ball out because even if they didn't get the first down, they would have still drained the clock.
A f***ing ref got in the way. He blocked them from snapping it. The f***ing ref got in the way.
All we had to do was take a knee. Take a knee. That's all we had to do was take a knee.
What attack for the ball? No!
That's why we won't win. That's why we don't win. And that's why we're in the situation we are right now. And I'm done with it.